Hello, Star Wars fans. And today we will be doing issue 13 of the Star Wars Build Your Own R2D2. But first, this is the second issue that you will be seeing for me this week for Star Wars. But yeah, this is the other thing. This is the month where I told you that I ended up getting the item in issue or month 3. I got the same thing in month 4. I got a second R2D2 USB. Yeah, I got a second one. Instead of getting the month 2 binder, I got a second USB. Yeah, so if I don't get that binder by month 5, I'm going to have to contact DeAgostini and modelspace.com again so I can find out why I still haven't gotten that binder. So, yep, so it's up in the air. So I got 2 of these, which, you know, I mean, they will come in handy, but, well, you know, what are you going to do? I guess some people, you know, going through here to get this stuff have had worse issues than me, you know, so, but yeah. So this is the second upload for this week, obviously issue 12. The last issue from month 3, and then this is the first one from month 4. So here we go. Yep. So building R2D2, adding to the head frame, inside Star Wars, ready for release. And even on here, yes, I still can't tell if this says Droid Directory IT0 Interrogator Droids or ITO Interrogator Droids. So I guess we'll just take a quick look at the page once it comes up. So here's the one for the ready to release, and me just going through the pages like we normally would. And there's obviously the premiere at the Man's Chinese Theater. And okay, so in the big print, it does look like ITO, not 0. So it could just be the way it was printed. But then again, right here, it definitely does look like it says IT0 because of how thin that is. So it could actually be 0. So, I guess, yeah, maybe you guys should learn how to use the different font if it is a 0. Because obviously, in the article, it shows a 0, and basically everything else shows an O. But, you know, that's just me. Okay, and we got our bag of parts right here. And let's see. Okay, so we got extending the head chassis, which that is 11 parts, or 11 steps, I should say. And then assembling the support base is 13 steps. Ooh. Alrighty. Okay, so here we go. Let's open all this up. so two pieces. It almost looked like there was one, but there are two, and yeah, they're actually different this time. Alright. And let's pop that open right there. Drop that down, and we will not need these three pieces just yet. Okay, so extending the head chassis. In this stage, you will attach the next two parts of the second layer of the framework, taking it beyond the halfway point. Alrighty, so step 1. Start by taking the assembly from stage 12, which that would be that dome right there. The new frames DF12 and DF13. Oh, okay, so that's where we get DF13 from. And it is labeled DF13, even though you can't really see the 3. Okay. And 4 more of the silver screws and nuts that you used to fit the earlier frames. Alright, so grabbing the box. And move that off to the side a little bit. So we're going to start to connect the frame, start the next framework, but I don't think that we're going to actually be attaching it just yet. Probably going to have to wait until the we get the other 2 pieces, I think. It might just be 2 more pieces. Seeing as it's a bigger thing, it might be 3 pieces. So, I guess we'll just wait and see. Alright, so there we go. Got those out. And probably will have to just zoom this in a little bit for you. Okay, so step 2. Position the DF13 as shown, which is this one right here. And make sure it's not on any of the screws or anything. Making sure that the 2 screw holes on top are aligned with the matching holes and pair frames. Okay, so it's going right next to the previous one, right in here. Okay, so step 3 is press the 2 locating pins in DF13 into the holes in the metal ring so that DF13 fits flush. Okay, so there we go. And then step 4 is holding DF13 in place, fit a nut into one of the hexagonal recesses over the fixing hole. And, oh, looky there again, we have the whole complete thing right there. I wonder why they couldn't do it for those other 2 things. They were actually opposite each other. Huh. Okay, so put that nut down in there. Okay. And then step 5, holding the nut in place with a fingertip, turn the assembly over and tighten the screw into the nut. Of course, you know, for these, it doesn't actually say put the screw in and tighten. It just says tighten the screw. Okay, and then we put the other nut in there, and then do the exact same thing all over again. And at least this time I can make sure that they are tight. Okay, there we go for that one. Okay. And step 6 was obviously the other screw and nut. Okay, so step 7, position DF12, aligning the 2 screw holes on top with the matching holes in the pair of frames on the top row. Oop, and right there. Matching it up. See, that's the only place it can go. Okay, so press the 2 locating pins in DF12 into the holes in the metal rings so that DF12 fits flush. Okay, and this is step 8 right here. Okay, and step 9 is holding DF12 in place, fit a nut into one of the hexagonal recesses over the fixing hole. Okay. And there we go. Gonna put it right into that one. You can see this is getting a little bit more difficult right here. Because when we start the third ring, it will be even more so, because there will probably be less space to, you know, move around in there. Okay, so step 10 is holding the nut in place with the fingertip, turn the assembly over, and tighten the screw into the nut. Right there. Okay, and then we can... Okay, so step 11 is repeat steps 9 and 10 to fasten the other hole in DF12 to the assembly. Okay, so obviously we put the last one of the nuts in. And the last screw. Whoop, and there it goes, being magnetic again. Okay, that's tight. And that is tight. Okay, so there we go. Alright. Complete 2/3 of the head dome, which it's looking awesome. And, you know, yeah, I mean, literally just to say, I mean, this is, I mean, it looks like it's kind of flimsy plastic, but that's actually quite sturdy. The plastic's actually quite sturdy, no matter what it looks like on camera. Okay, so, completed assembly. That finishes the job for now. You can now mount it on the support stand using the parts supplied with issues 11 and 12 and this issue. And they made sure they put in and this issue. So now that's what we're going to do now. We're going to assemble the support base. So now that the dome frame is 2/3 complete, you can start using its temporary building stand, which will allow the head to turn in the same way that it does in your completed R2D2. Okay, so step 1, take the support base center that came with issue 12, which is this, the 3 legs supplied with this time, and it literally does say that, supplied with this time, not with this issue, and the support rod, and, okay, and there goes the support rod, and I will actually finally be taking it out of the plastic here. And I know I probably should have opened it from the end, but yeah, I just ripped the whole bag. So that's good for me. Okay, and 3 black fixing screws that came with issue 11. Oh, great. Okay, so we will still have one extra of these long black screws then. Because these are the only black screws that we got from the previous issues. So I have an extra black screw. Whoop, and there we go. I ended up knocking my base because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so step 2. Start with this leg. This leg, because it'll actually show you this part protruding out, which has an extra support boss at the end, arrowed in yellow, which obviously you can't see. Well, you might be able to see it just right there. You see that little yellow? That's an arrow right there. Fits into the hole in the middle of the support center and fit the blue arrowed mounting hole over one of the 3 posts. Okay, so move it over just a little bit, and now you can see the blue arrow where the mounting hole is. Okay, so fit it over one of these. So, okay. And then step 3 is press the parts together firmly. Okay, yep, firmly. That's as far down as they're going to go. It didn't really take much pushing, to be honest. Okay, step 4 is fit a screw through the mounting hole and screw it into the support base center to hold the 2 parts together firmly. Okay, so put that screw in there. Make sure the screw is straight. And it's going in like butter. And, excuse me, tight. There we go. But not too tight, just make sure you don't want to break any of the plastic. Especially seeing this is going to be supporting a lot of metal and plastic, which would be R2's dome. So, okay, so step 5, take another leg and fit its mounting hole over another of the posts and support the in the support base center. Okay, so from here it doesn't matter which order you put it in. Okay, step 6 is fit a screw through the mounting hole and screw it into the support base center. Okay, so right about now is probably when most people would probably end up telling you in their videos that they're starting to have some issues with the screwdriver. You know, like they're rounding the head on this thing. So far I haven't had any issues with the screwdriver, so I must be lucky, or I'm probably one of the people who's just not over tightening the screws, because that's very important. Don't over tighten the screws. The metal screws go in perfectly fine, and they will stop when they are completely tight, so there's no point in over tightening those. And these, as long as you can actually make sure that the screw is going straight down into the plastic, you don't need to put that much force into it. So, and that's probably something that, you know, like other people are doing, is they're putting too much force into the screw, and it's causing the head on the screwdriver to strip. Okay, and here we continue. Fit the third leg onto the remaining post. Okay, step 8, screw the last leg into place. See, because, I mean, this is just like what I go over in some of my Transformers upgrades. Always make sure when you put the screw in, before you actually screw it down, you turn it to your left. It'll straighten the screw out when you start actually tightening it down into the hole, and it goes in just like this, nice and easy and tight. See, I did not put too much force into it, I did not over tighten it, and they're in perfect. So there we go for that. Okay, step 9, take the support rod and align it with the top of the leg assembly. Okay, it's aligned. That's literally what step 9 is, not put the rod into it. Step 10, however, is, and if you notice, it literally will just slide all the way down. Of course, you probably shouldn't actually just drop it in, because then you might actually break something. But I only dropped it from like maybe half an inch up, even though it didn't sound like it. Okay, and it says push the support rod into the central socket, making sure it goes all the way in. Yeah, I did seem to have an issue. So, okay, so step 11. The base should now stand firmly on a flat surface without rocking. Okay, that's step 11 right here, making sure it's not moving back and forth. You know, like, Oh, it's got like one leg out of alignment. Oh no! You know, something like that. Mine isn't, but, you know, it's something like that. Okay, step 12 is to use the base, push the support rod into the center bearing at the top of the dome. Okay. So, bearing, rod, bearing, rod. Put in. There we go. Okay. So step 13, check that the dome frame is supported firmly and that it turns freely on its bearing. Okay. Earthquake! 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 Okay. It's good. See? I bonk on it, like literally poke it, and the whole thing is, the whole frame and stand and everything is just sliding backwards because the bottom of this is actually kind of soft. It's not like a hardwood table where it might scratch anything, so it's able to move freely just in case I accidentally push on it. So there we go. And as far as the rotation, let's see the rotation. Me personally, I would either spin it from the top here, or you can spin it from the metal framework right here. That's kind of what it sounds like when you take the quarter on like the tabletop and you flick it and just let it spin around until it's like all the way flat on the table. That's what that kind of sounded like. Cool. Alrighty. So we got something that should hopefully make it easier to build the rest of this dome. And like I said, unlike some of the other videos, I'm actually gonna try to do all the building while it's on the stand and not take it off. I'm gonna try to do it because I've watched a few of these build your own R2 videos on YouTube here, and they seem to take it off the stand because apparently it might be easier, but I'm going to try to see if I can do it on the stand to show you that it can be done while it's on the stand. So, because all the, looks like all the nuts that go into this framework is actually sitting right up on the top here. So yeah, I guess we'll see in the future issues here about that. Okay, so to continue, completed assembly. That completes the base, which you can use throughout the assembly of the head. Alrighty, and we get to push this little dome away here, and we'll get a little sneak peek at what's in issue 14, which issue 14 will be the third and final video that I will be uploading for this week. And next week I might or might not, I might end up doing just issue 15, and then the following week I might do issue 16. It all depends on if doing it once a week after this will actually bring me back to normal, as long as there's no other shipping issues or issues between the company and the warehouse to actually send it out. But here we go. So issue 14, you have some dome chassis frame, and you have right leg parts. Okay, and let's see if we can get right up on this. So we can see building R2D2 head frame and leg assemblies inside Star Wars. What does that say? Launching the phenomenon. And droid directory, R5 series astromech droids. Alrighty, so that's the articles we get to look forward to in the in issue 14. Alrighty, so until the next build your own R2D2, or until the next build your own X-Wing, or until the next Transformers video. Thanks for watching.